Question number 58. In shell molding, how can the shell thickness be accurately measured? Okay, so there are certain options. We will discuss about shell casting or shell molding. In shell molding, the green color represents a sand plus resin mixture and a hard pattern. A pattern is heated. Heated pattern is held over the top of the molding box and it is tilted. Okay, the pattern, hard pattern comes down and the metal and the sand plus resin mixture is poured into the heated pattern. Okay, and it forms a shell. Okay, it forms a shell and the shell is stripped out. Okay, in this way one more cell is made. Two cells are made together and they have kept in the flask and the molding is and the molten metal is poured into the clamp. This is called a shell molding. In shell molding, how can the shell thickness be accurately measured? By controlling the time during which the pattern is in contact with the mold. By controlling the time during which the pattern is heated. By maintaining the temperature of the pattern in the range of 175 to 385. By the type of binder used. Okay. Shell thickness be accurately measured by controlling the time during which the pattern is in contact with the mold. Option A is correct. Okay. We are controlling how much time it makes contact with the pattern and determines the shell thickness. Okay, option A is correct. Then select the correct option which are employed in shell molding. In resin binder, metal pattern and heating coils. No heating coils are used in shell casting, only hard pattern is used, but no heating coils are used in shell pattern. So resin binder is used, metal pattern is used, but no heating coils are used. So 1 and 2 are correct. So option D is correct. Then match the following: and car body, clutch lining, gears, engine block. Gears are made by machining. Okay, gears are made by machining. Option D is D. So R is 1. Okay, R is 1. Then car body is made by sheet metal pressing. P3. Okay, P3. Then clutch lining. Clutch lining is made up of powder metallurgy process. Okay, Q4. And engine block is made by casting process. S2. So option D is correct. The next match the following: investment casting, die casting, centrifugal casting, drop forging, extrusion and shell molding. Okay. The options are, so investment casting, it is used for turbine blades. Okay, investment casting is used for turbine blades, P2. Okay, but the turbine rotors are made by shell molding. Turbine rotors are made by shell molding, U1. But the investment turbine blades are made by investment casting. Okay, then the pipes are cast iron pipes are made by centrifugal casting, R5. Okay, pipes are cast iron pipes are made by centrifugal casting. Then connecting rods are made by drop forging, S3. Okay, then extrusion, that is T4. Galvanized iron pipe, GI pipes are made by extrusion process. Okay, then die casting, Q6. Carburetor body is made by die casting process. Which of the following processes produces a casting when the pressure forces a molten metal into the mold cavity? Okay, here it is called as hot chamber die casting process. In the hot chamber die casting process, a molten metal is poured into the chamber, hot chamber, and it is pressed by the piston and cylinder arrangement, plunger. Plunger forces a molten metal to flow into the mold cavity on the left hand side. Okay, so this is a die and the casting cavity, it is forced into the mold cavity. Very complicated parts that and can be made using this hot chamber die casting process, because the fluidity is more in case of hot chamber die casting, because we are applying pressure. Okay, it is called as hot chamber die casting. In cold chamber die casting, no, that is a hot metal is not used, molten metal is not used. Okay, instead of it is at a very low temperature, that is called as cold chamber die casting. Okay, which of the following processes produces a casting when pressure forces a molten metal into the mold cavity? It is die casting. The die casting process that is pressure forces a molten metal into the mold cavity. Option C is correct. Which of the following engineering materials is most suitable candidate for hot chamber die casting? Low carbon steel, titanium, copper, tin. Copper is a suitable material for hot chamber die casting. To reduce the soldering and thermal shock tendency in permanent mold casting, elements added are Keolite, talc, sodium silicate, mixture of all of the three. Answer D is correct. Permanent mold casting is the hot chamber die casting is permanent mold casting. Okay, no need to prepare the mold again and again as in the sand mold casting. No need to prepare the mold again and again. So it is a permanent mold casting. It is a machine molding. In machine molding, to reduce the soldering and thermal shock tendency, Keolite, talc and sodium silicate are added to the are the ingredients. So mixture of all the three. Option D is correct. Centrifugally cast products have centrifugal casting. In centrifugal casting, a permanent mold is rotated continuously about its axis at high speeds 300 to 3000 rpm as the molten metal is poured. After pouring the molten metal, the mold is rotated at very high speeds. So the molten metal is centrifugally thrown towards the inside mold wall, where it solidifies after cooling. It is towards the inside mold wall. This is called semi-centrifugal casting. In the semi-centrifugal casting also the molten metal is rotated. Molten metal is rotated. So the question is, centrifugally cast products have large grain structure with high porosity, fine grain structure with high density. So option B is correct. Fine grain structure. It has fine grain structure with high density. In centrifugal casting, the impurities are uniformly distributed, forced towards outer surface, trapped near the mean radius of the casting, collect at the center of the casting. The impurities are collected at the center of the casting. Option D is correct. Which of the following pairs is not correctly matched? Aluminum alloy pipes, jewelry, last wax process, aluminum alloy piston pressure die casting, large pipe centrifugal casting. Aluminum alloy piston are made by pressure die casting. It is correct. Jewelry, it is made by last wax process or investment casting process. It is correct. Large pipes are made by centrifugal casting. It is also correct. Large bells are made by pit molding, not by loam molding. So D is wrong. So answer is D. Which molding process is preferable for large and heavy casting? Green sand molding, skin dried molding, shell molding, pit molding. Pit molding is suitable for large and heavy casting. The main advantage of using CO2 molding is that much hardened mold is obtained. Gases can be made to escape more easily. Gases formed react with CO2 to form a colloidal solution. Carbon percentage in the molten metal can be increased. Main advantage of using CO2 molding is that much hardened mold is obtained. Which of the following method is used to make gun barrels and cast iron pipes? Investment casting, continuous casting, true centrifugal casting, die casting. So cast iron pipes and gun barrels are made by using true centrifugal casting. Thank you.